Hari Om, continue with the jewels of yoga, crown jewel of yoga. So our next chakra will be number 5 here, Vishuddhi. The 5th chakra that's located in the throat region. This is your purification center, symbolized by a violet lotus with 16 petals. In the center is a large white circle with the bija mantra Ham, seated upon a white elephant, symbolizing the element of ether or space. So this already we have this white elephant representation. 10 mantra is, or sensory attribute, is sound, and the vayu is udana. The Janendriyan or organ of perception is the ear, and the Karmendriyan or organ of action is the vocal cord. The local dimension is the experience of jhana. The presiding devata is Ardhanarishwara, androgynous form of Lord Shiva, and his consort Parvati, combined in one body. The Devi is Sakini, who presides over the element of bone. The associated food is fruit, and the yoga path is mantra and all forms of chanting. And it's located in the throat. It's all about speaking throat, speaking the truth, singing mantra. It's all related. Vishuddhi chakra is the bridge between the body and the head. The physical and the mental dimensions, often people describe, if you visualize the bottle, for example, so we have a base full of water, energy, whatever you can put it in, and then you have the throat. The throat is usually narrow, in the narrow passage, and the hardest part is to bring all this, whatever you have, down below, down up through this passage, and it's all get conjected, and often when passing through this throat, so here we have its actual neck, it's actual one passage corridor, like in a water bottle, yeah, it's actually, that's why they get transformed, change properties, or whatever you're bringing up through. And a lot of Kriya practices and other yoga practices about bringing the energy, whatever, up through here and transform its pure form. Vishuddhi chakra is the bridge between the body and the head. Physiologically associated with the thyroid, parathyroid, larynx, and pharynx. Psychologically, it's a center of communication and creative expression. At this level arises the ability to discriminate between the lower mind and the higher mind, vidya and avidya, and thus to speak the truth. The trigger point at the throat pit relates with the assuming of personal responsibility for oneself and one's action, and the ability to derive mental nourishment from one's experience of life. The chakra point is associated with the assimilation of the nourishment and with one's sense of self within the social and professional arenas. In relation to Kundalini Yoga, Vishuddhi is a center of purification with Amrita or divine nectar of immortality, which falls down from the bindu at the top of the head and is purified and becomes powerful rejuvenating force. This nectar has a dual nature and acts as a poison also. In the higher centers, the nectar remains undifferentiated. When Vishuddhi awakens, it acts as a filter and removes the poisons from the nectar. Otherwise, the unpurified nectar falls unobstructed down to Manipura, where it's burned out by the sun, resulting in disease, decay, old age, and death. Vishuddhi is also linked with Svatisthana chakra and the sexual drive. Yeah, so you can see that that's what we talked about before as well. So the bindu, we talk about the bindu here as well later. And a bindu represented is the full moon and is a drop of nectar from it. Sometimes you see this depicture like that. And it's exactly what's happening. So when my band is probably a bindu, and the nectar is flowing down and it's going up through the back of your throat, and there's like a cave, the roof of your throat is like a cave. It also physically looks like a cave. And there's a waterfall in the pond, so it's dropping through the pond. And sometimes in meditation, some practice, you can even hear this drop. But then it's flowing down through the back of your throat, down into your body. And that's how we get this initial energy life force. So when we're born with children, this nectar is dropped to us and we have this unlimited energy. But with age, it's scent clock, yeah? So you're using all the energy here, filling up it here. But here, it doesn't get, you can drain it through all your centers here, through fears, anger, any other chakras, or even heart. Or a majority of it get burned in Manipura. There's a blazing sun, as we talked before, and it's this nectar, the amberite, you know, this like a honey amberite. It's also like ambrosia. That is an ancient Greek mythology described. So this nectar which gods only drinking, they don't drink wine or anything like that, or eat food. They only drink ambrosia, this nectar, and it gives them this immortality, and they're always young, forever healthy, forever. They have possessed this siddhi, this abilities, fly or change somebody's life, this kind of stuff. If you read, for example, Greek mythology, yep. So it's kind of similar. So ambrosia or amberite here described as this nectar, and it's flowing down. It's actually get burned in our manipura, and with time, after we 25, 30 years old or so, we basically passing this limit, so there's less coming and we're more burning down and people start having disease. Unless you start practice yoga quite early, and a lot of inversions directly on reversing this energy flow from abdominals up through the throat back, cool down this half-burned, you know, nectar. So you're cooling it down, you feel it's become actually icy cold, and then you bring it back up through your head center. So that's what we're doing in a lot of yoga practices without even being aware of it. So all the headstands, shoulder stand, everything you do upside down, reverse asanas, even the downward dog does it. Yeah. And then we have particular kriya practices on this too. And also we're watching how it's very narrow, and sometimes we feel very choked. Sometimes you feel like you have something stuck in your throat when you want to speak something but you cannot. When you get offended, or you feel there's something unjust happening around you and you cannot help, or you want to help but you feel blocked. And sometimes if you are a public speaker or something, depends on your audience, sometimes you cannot even speak up, or some people lose voice for no reason sometimes, yeah, over stress or something, and that's the time when they have to speak up, yeah. So it's all about speaking up the truth rather than, because everything higher than the heart that we talked about, chakras, you're already part of this higher self, higher universe, God and stuff. You cannot on this level say something which is not true, or not true to you, or not what you're actually feeling. And that's when you start having those blockages, because it's, as I said, it's poison and a nectar same time. And that's the reason why the Shiva depicted often the blue color. So that's because he drank this poison from the bottom of the ocean when there was a legend about it. We can talk about this other time. I think already I talked about this. And the gods, demigods, they couldn't decide what is what. So they use all the resources, but they have this ocean left with the bottom, this blue poison, which stayed on the bottom. Buried before, obviously. And the Shiva drank it in one gulp and become all blue. It was the blue, poison, the blue color, but he transformed this poison into the benefit. Why did he depict it in a blue color? People say whatever you come to this level or higher through your Kundalini rising, through yoga practice, you are able to transform no matter what's coming towards you into this, any poison, into the life force or energy. And you see these people, they guru saints, no matter what come to them, they will always purify it and transform it to the good. Yeah. So I hope you might experience that. Hari Om.